The ocean is the last great frontier of our planet. It covers more than 70% of Earth's surface, yet over 80% remains unexplored, a world darker and more mysterious than deep space. Down there, sunlight vanishes after just a few hundred feet, and beyond that lies an endless midnight. Strange creatures with glowing bodies drift silently, colossal shapes move in the shadows, and sounds echo through the abyss that no one can explain. Think about this. We've mapped Mars and the Moon in more detail than we've mapped our own seafloor. Every expedition into the deep brings new surprises, sometimes breathtaking, sometimes terrifying. Ancient fossils prove that true sea monsters once existed, while modern recordings and eyewitness accounts suggest that some legends might not be legends at all. From prehistoric predators to chilling mysteries that still baffle scientists, these are 7 giant sea creatures, some proven by science, others still lurking in the shadows. Stick with me until the end, because number 1 is so massive it almost defies biology itself. 7. The devilfish, the gentle giant with wings. For centuries, sailors feared a monster with wings so wide it could flip ships and swallow men whole. They called it the devilfish. In reality, this monster turned out to be the giant manta ray. But don't let its gentle nature fool you. Its stats are jaw-dropping. Mantas can reach 26 feet across and weigh up to 4,400 pounds. They dive to 3,300 feet, gliding silently where sunlight never reaches. Despite their terrifying nickname, mantas are peaceful filter feeders. They swim through the ocean, sweeping thousands of liters of water through their gills every hour, feasting only on plankton. But imagine being a sailor in the 1700s, staring down a dark silhouette the size of a small plane. No wonder the stories turned into legend. 6. Champ, the North American Nessie. Travel far from the salty seas to Lake Champlain, on the border of New York, Vermont, and Quebec, and you'll hear whispers of Champ. Indigenous legends date back centuries, describing a serpent-like giant lurking beneath the waves. The first written account came in 1609, when explorer Samuel de Champlain himself described a 16-foot fish with sharp teeth. Since then, over 300 eyewitness reports, along with photographs and shaky video clips, claim sightings of a creature 20 to 30 feet long with a snake-like neck. Some believe it's a surviving plesiosaur, while others point to giant sturgeons, which can grow over 15 feet long and 400 pounds. Whether it's biology or folklore, Champ has earned the title of America's Loch Ness Monster. 5. Basilosaurus, the ancient whale king. If Champ is a mystery, Basilosaurus is the opposite, a real prehistoric giant. Despite its name, which means king lizard, it wasn't a reptile, but a whale that lived around 40 million years ago. This predator stretched up to 66 feet long, weighing 33,000 pounds, with long jaws filled with 3-inch conical teeth designed for ripping flesh. Fossils even show it preyed on other whales, like the smaller Dorodon. Its remains were first found in the US in 1834, and entire whale valleys of Basilosaurus skeletons have been unearthed in Egypt. Unlike myths, Basilosaurus is scientifically proven, a true king of the ancient seas. 4. Plesiosaurs, the real-life sea dragons. Few creatures capture the imagination like the plesiosaurs, marine reptiles that swam Earth's oceans during the age of dinosaurs. Imagine a body up to 50 feet long, 4 massive flippers for underwater flight, and a neck that alone could stretch 23 feet. Discovered in 1823 by Mary Anning, plesiosaur fossils are found across Europe, North America, and even New Zealand. With slender interlocking teeth, they were expert hunters of fish and squid. While science confirms they went extinct millions of years ago, legends of creatures like Nessie and Champ keep the plesiosaur's shadow alive. Could some deep ocean cousin have survived unseen? With more than 99% of the deep sea unexplored, some people dare to hope. 3. The Julia Beast, a sound from the abyss. Sometimes the scariest monsters are heard, not seen. On March 1, 1999, NOAA hydrophones in the Antarctic recorded a bizarre 15-second infrasonic sound. It was so loud, over 190 decibels underwater, that it rivaled an entire fleet of ships. The signal came from a depth of 11,500 feet and was strong enough to travel over 3,100 miles. With no visual evidence, the internet filled the gaps, imagining a 250-foot monster racing toward the Mariana Trench. Later studies suggested it might have been an iceberg scraping the ocean floor, but here's the problem. The sound was recorded only once, and no satellite images of ice exist from that exact moment. Could it have been just ice, or something else entirely? To this day, the Julia Beast remains one of the ocean's most haunting mysteries. 2. Cthulhu, fiction or forgotten giant. At number 2 is a creature born from the pages of fiction, but fueled by real-world mystery, Cthulhu. First described by H.P. Lovecraft in 1928, it's imagined as a titanic being with an octopus-like head, massive wings, and tentacles spanning over 300 feet. Of course, Cthulhu itself is fiction, but here's where it gets interesting. Humans have explored less than 0.001% of the ocean floor, an area smaller than Rhode Island. Scientists estimate 700,000 to 1 million species live in the ocean, and up to 2/3 of them remain undiscovered. In April 2025, the first confirmed video of a living colossal squid at nearly 2,000 feet deep reminded us how little we know. So while Cthulhu may remain a myth, the ocean still hides giants that could rival any nightmare. 1. El Gran Maja, the Arctic Leviathan. And finally, number 1, the chilling legend of El Gran Maja. This story only surfaced recently in online lore, but it's terrifying enough to keep people awake at night. Witnesses describe a monster stretching over 2,200 feet long, 20 times bigger than the largest blue whale, with saw-toothed jaws and 6 glowing eyes. Its supposed territory? The Arctic Ocean, beneath miles of shifting ice and darkness. Shadows on submarine footage, strange low-frequency sounds, and plumes of silt near hydrothermal vents have all been pointed to as evidence. But here's the problem. Biology makes such a creature almost impossible. No single animal that size could survive. Its body wouldn't handle oxygen delivery, metabolism, or tissue strength. The largest whales max out at 110 feet. Still, some fans argue it might not be one creature, but a colony, like a siphonophore, giant organisms made of smaller, connected parts. Science says unlikely, but the Arctic is one of the least explored oceans on Earth. Could something be waiting in that freezing abyss? The mystery endures. From proven giants like the Basilosaurus to eerie one-time mysteries like the Julia Beast, these stories remind us of something important. The ocean is still Earth's greatest unknown. Beneath those waves, in the crushing darkness, could be entire worlds we've never seen, creatures that make legends look small. We've mapped only 1/5 of the seafloor, yet every year scientists discover hundreds of new marine species. If so much life is still waiting in the shadows, then what else could be out there? Maybe the next dive will capture something the world isn't ready to believe. The truth is simple. The line between myth and reality in the ocean is thinner than we think. So tell me, out of these 7 giants, which one do you think could still be lurking beneath the waves? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you love exploring mysteries of the deep, make sure to subscribe, because the next story might change how you see the ocean forever.